We're going to get an Enchantress and Luna out from Fnatic, so can you say timing push? It's a little bit more.
Oh yeah, but Nature's Prophet and AA very good at stopping that timing push.
But only if AA is able to reach level 6, and that's where you can hit that big snag. Like Nature's Prophet as well, you can melt through his trees if Luna decides to get like these early points up in glaives. And your timing push doesn't even have to be before, like AA might hit level 6, but if you've got 2 points up in Aura, 2 points up in glaive, you can have your 4 points up in your Lucent Beam, and then your 1 point up in your ultimate, and then you add an Enchantress, you'll have 3 creeps. And then 1 more support hero. Your tower's going to melt if you have Nature's Prophet and AA ulti or not. Just because the bouncing glaives are going to melt your creep wave. So the only other option you have is to pull the creep wave back. And that's something both Prophet and AA cannot do.
And that's what makes me wonder where they're going to run this AA, because I know NS loves to play these really unconventional supports like Disruptor and AA, but Ancient Apparition, even when he's, level 7 or 8, he's still only got 600, 700 hit points, and Enchantress and Luna can literally rip him to shreds within seconds. So a solo mid AA might be an option here, maybe dual lane him with something like a Chaos Knight like we used to see 2 or 3 years ago, one of those really old school combos.
That's real old school, man. But it could work. Like with Chilling Touch, it can work. Like for me, this is a VP aggressive tri-lane and kind of has to be. As far as the CIS guys go, they keep doing this. They keep doing this over and over again. They run AA, they get the Chilling Touch up early, and then you find like a hero like a Venomancer. Unfortunately for them, that's been banned out by Notal. But you find another ranged hero that's got a level of control, so you can still get your Cold Feet to trigger, and you can do your ranged DPS harassment. The other option is Rubik, which you can run here on the aggressive tri-lane, or you could try for the Bane, because then you've got physical DPS, nice, and then you've got magical burst. And up against an Enchantress as well as a CM, it's a very nice hero to have there. They just then need another good off-laner, like someone that can combine up as well with a little bit more damage. It could be Mirana, someone like that, and you can start destroying these safe lanes from Fnatic.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was going to bring up Shadow Demon, and Mirana's an excellent combo with that. You've got the Cold Feet, you've got Disruption, then the Arrow to follow on top. That can be very devastating when you're playing up against heroes like Luna, Crystal Maiden, who die within seconds to magical nuke damage. But how do they work in that Enchantress? How do they try and stop her from getting the farm? Will they rush into the enemy jungle, ward up as many camps as possible?
Yes, straight away. Straight away. Bring your sentries, bring your observers, get rid of all the close camps so she has to force back, and be away from the fight. Like, you don't even have to take out every single camp. What you're wanting to do is take out those 3 close camps on the Radiant side to the tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
So Enchantress has to farm from like the high ground or something like that. And ES is not what I'm expecting though, and that makes me a little bit more concerned that we're going to be seeing safe lanes here from VP. Like, it's almost like one of those times when you pick up the Gyrocopter, you leave him up there with the AA pulling, another Shaker babysits like a Wind Ranger on the off lane kind of thing. Like, that's almost where we're transitioning with this VP lineup. Clockwork's now going to come in from Fnatic, so Trixie goes for the safest thing he can on the off lane. The fissures he won't really care about now, because he's always going to have cogs. So even if he gets caught on the wrong side of the fissure, the cogs will come up and they'll protect him.
So where do you reckon Nature's Prophet's going to go?
See, Prophet for me was meant to be top lane up against this like Clockwork, but that kind of screws it all up now.
Yeah.
So they're like the only other option they could have is then throw either Prophet into the middle lane, which is something they probably don't want to do, especially when you got other like great heroes like an Invoker who's still available inside the pool and hasn't been selected yet. Like, you got that option there, so I don't know, man. I think at this point you got to throw Prophet off lane, Earthshaker babysit, or doing his block pull. We kind of haven't talked about that one because you could do that with the Earthshaker. So you can do fissure blocking to pulls, and then AA with a dual A on the top, and then pick up a different solo mid like the Invoker.
I think the Earthshaker was kind of a reactionary pick to the Enchantress and Luna, like you were saying, that timing push, so it can block them from the tower, rather than a pick to, be a cohesive member of the team and go with that AA. Queen of Pain going to be their solo mid most likely here, though.
Yeah, that's one of Sergei's favorite heroes. He won't want to pass that one up, so yeah. Queen of Pain's a nice selection too when you're going up against Enchantress and CM. Her burst damage can destroy these supports. And that's the biggest problem Enchantress are going to have. Like, her heal won't work, and she's susceptible to the burst damage. So if AA ulti goes with the Queen of Pain, even an AA ulti and an Nature's Prophet ulti, it won't be enough to kill off the Enchantress. Maybe enough to kill off the Crystal Maiden at higher levels, but yeah. there's going to be a lot of problem for these supports at all times during the game. BKB's essential items right now for both Luna and Clock, and Crystal Maiden Enchantress, those gauntlets early on. Like, be it an Urn or be it picking up an early Ogre Club to go into a rushed Aghanim set for the Enchantress, that'll be the other option. But that means this mid-solo coming out from Hani has to be a mech kind of building hero. So these supports can have their extra life points to survive through that AA ulti and then the burst damage from VP.
Yeah, here's a thought. Do you think Fnatic have time to build Midas on all their heroes this game?
No.
I really don't think they do. Enchantress, like you said, it's going to have to go for stats really quickly. Luna, same thing, going for Ring of Aquila, drums, treads. Clockwork, go for possibly Arcane Mechs himself rather than the Enchantress or Maiden.
If they try to do Midas in this, they'll be destroyed.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling as well.
Luna, like the only case you could have for one of the Misers is if Luna has one, and yeah, you see, it's not going to be this. This is going to be like Ring of Aquila drums Luna. You're going to have the early Urn coming up on the Enchantress, the mech builder, which is Hani's Pugna. So he'll build into that and throw himself into the middle lane and try and just push down the tier 1 tower. Then rotate bottom lane, take out that tier 1 tower, and at all times make sure the Queen of Pain is low on life and can't interfere. And Trixie on the top lane, he'll have space made by the Enchantress and Luna on the bottom lane, because ES and AA, they will have to go down to that bottom lane to deal with it. There's no other choice. This pickup as the last one. This I don't really like to crepify if Ares to protect himself, but Illidan's going to need some time for this Morphling before he's really effective, and this almost puts Fnatic on like an 18-minute to 20-minute GG potential.
Well, Nether Ward is really annoying to Morphling. Yeah. He relies so heavily on his mana, and as far as I know, Morph still ticks that Nether Ward. You still get zapped every time it ticks the Morph over.
Anything you use mana with, so yeah. Yeah. As mana per second is 30 mana per second. Yeah. You'll definitely be burning.
For battle.
Oh, look at this Smile TPing straight into that jungle, very, very early warding.
But the positioning is unusual. And you come down here for like they just shared the one ward. But look at the positioning of this ward. Like, that's not going to block up this camp over on the side. Even blocking up this camp, it should do, but it won't block up this camp. So you've basically still got your basic pull down, and you're going to have your Enchantress spot over on the side here. It's like and the vision doesn't stretch out far enough either. The vision stretches to here on the side, which means you can still position Fnatic heroes up along the tree line here to try and just loop around and find yourself a gank on the bottom lane.
They want to stop Fnatic doing the pull-through. Like, that's the only reason I can see them placing a ward there, and then they're going to try...
That's not going to stop Fnatic from doing the farming, because then they just take the time to stack.
No, but they'll have Nature's Prophet with Treants to be able to go into this small camp and block that up, annoy the supports as well. Then Earthshaker possibly going to sit down there and block creeps as well. So, they've got multiple ways to, throw a cog in the works of Fnatic.
Look at the items on Earthshaker. He doesn't... Yeah, it's commitment. It's full commitment right now. Like, he's got a sentry ward, and normally, like, you would place it here in the river, so just below the cliff line, so don't block up your own camp. But with the commitment of both the ward on the side as well as the ward over here, you'll have to put the sentry ward perfectly, but then it's left to cut through tree lines to get rid of this. So yeah, there's one. He'll see the observer and then think he's hunky-dory for the 30-second mark.
But
he's gonna realize he's not.
That's so tragic. And there's illusions as well from No Tail, so he's got no chance of getting this ancient camp.
Yeah. In fact, right now, No Tail, you should put the illusion down here. So then you'd still be thinking, oh, the ancient camp didn't spawn because the illusions are here. And then at the 1 minute mark, the camp's still not going to spawn. Oh. And then you'd be like, wait, hang on. There's a secondary ward here now.
Ultimate trolling from No Tail. And the lanes have switched up a bit. Hani and Fly at mid with that dual lane, Maiden and Luna. Hera on that bot lane with the Pugna.
That's very unusual. But I can understand the safe lane from here, because now he's going to add pressure towards the bot lane, and up against like Smile won't want to come in close on this. He knows how much damage he can take. His movement speed at 3, 4, 5. Like, he bought boots, it was really nice from the start. But still, to Crepify and to Blast is going to force him back so hard. And he doesn't know when the Enchanters are going to rotate in either.
No Tail! No Tail, stop it! He pretended to block it again, and he's just hitting the Earthshaker with that Dark Troll. But the mid lane, they have killing potential on the Queen of Pain. Look how low she is right now.
Oh,
Frostbite into Lucent.
Just can the creeps solo him? I know the creeps can solo him with the stuns as well. And now in comes No Tail. He had to get that patrol in front for another body block, but the fissure will stun him up. But Judum's using this mana. He's got one clarity and then a smoke. I think the initial plan, and he leaves the Centaur behind again. He never even needed to put that sentry ward there.
Deary me.
And Sergey's only just going to survive here in the middle lane. That's a level 1 Lucent Beam, but it's Fly who's getting bonus damage and the Frostbite. And Queen of Pain's forced to stand there and take it.
Yeah. That Frostbite is so good against blinking heroes like Queen of Pain. They've got such great killing potential once Hani hits, level 3, maybe level 4.
Trixie and NS are trading blows up on this top lane. I'm so not missing first blood in this game. Fly with a Frostbite. Yeah, we're not. Haze Crew Custom Maiden just runs in. And then the cogs from Trixie. The wave will come down from Illidan. If he walks any further, the cogs are going to disappear. And he had to cut that one in the mid lane, which would have pushed Illidan down. It was almost better for Clockwork to remain inside the cogs then.
Yeah, but big fissure there from the Earthshaker. Really nicely placed. And my dog is barking. Hey, boy.
You're the Beastmaster. Not as funny as I thought.
He's not a boar.
He's not a boar.
He's not a hawk either. Flying doggy.
We can put some tusks on him. He's like the sausage dog that we saw in the previous game.
He's really not. He's such a big dog.
Really? I was going to be like, no, he's just like a little terrier.
No. I'm not one of those guys.
That's good. That's very, very good. You got like a Great Dane or something?
He's a mix. He's like half lab, half staffy. So he's a big dog.
You're so English.
He's so playful.
You're so English.
Oh god, at mid lane, nice Fisher. Fly's gonna get caught out.
Yeah, he's running up high though, and gone with a blinket, and then, way! Nature Prophet comes in for the kill secure. So used to seeing someone like Trixie playing on that Nature's Prophet and say, no, it's going to be like, it'll be fine. It's like a Venomancer Gale or something. Nope, no denial. Easy kill. But I want to point out right now, No Tail's movement. Middle lane, Troll Trap, Centaur. You see he's moving it back. He's forcing Sergey to blink north, and then he just realized he had to come in.
That was so close.
Yeah, the Centaur was timing out as well, so No Tail, he had no other option but to try and go for the proper stun.
Vitus Prophet has managed to pick up phase boots here, so he's doing relatively well, even though he's up against Pugna. But Pugna 20 for 10.
Oh, No Tail had to trigger up the heal. Smart here. I don't think he's got enough damage here. With one more hit, yeah, he's got him. There's an infinite route on the bottom river, which might have possibly saved No Tail, but there's no way he's going to reach it in time. This is an Enchantress with now boots, but only had he had a Tango with one charge and a Clarity. That's all the Enchantress had.
All of that trolling he's been doing in the ancient camp, he's not been stacking, he's not been killing neutrals. He has wasted quite a bit of time just to keep that ES down, but the ES has gone the opposite way, made some really nice movements across the map, some really great fissures to set up kills and help his teammates out.
Yeah, but the ES hasn't transitioned into anything. The Earthshaker's walking around with still just nothing but consumables, and he's got only level 2. So while Enchantress might have been shut down in the early stages as far as farm goes, and the transition won't be great, what she's done for the other lanes is huge. Like, you've got a 24 for 9 Hani Luna solo mid that has not died and just picked up full treads. And then you got Pugna on the bottom lane, who's almost approaching level 7, and then he can solo that bottom tower. That level 4 Pugna blast, it's so huge. That's why I can't wait until IceRog finally, well, all of Valve gets over their hatred of techies, brings him in, and then we see like Pugna level 4 blast with techies' minds. These towers just disintegrate.
How long have you been playing Dota for?
Way too long.
Were you playing when Keeper of the Light and his Illuminate and Finger of Death used to hit towers?
No.
This was like 10, 11 years ago when it was, there were 3 corridors and the map 3 corridors rather than Dota, and then there was Dota, and there was a couple of other maps that were very similar. So many spells you used to be able to cast on buildings and towers.
Bring on the push fun then, hey?
It was ridiculous.
Cotter will be like the most powerful hero in the game. Yeah, you see the power now on the bottom lane. Like, Enchantress brought in a Satyr as well as a Centaur. And if he gets this stomp right now, missed it on Smile. They could have transitioned into the kill. As Ancient Apparition denies himself over towards a... Actually, what, lol? It was inside the Clockwork cogs and then dies to the neutral that walked up. While the bottom tier 1 tower went down. Sergey's going to see if he can pick off Trixie. The ultimate 3 points up in Scream, I thought maybe it would be possible, but you'd need the extra point Shadow Strike to slow him down, which just isn't there.
And he has no boots either. And he's got bottled null. That's how hard he's been kept down on this mid lane. Just manages to buy boots 6.5 minutes in.
Oh, he's got no deaths, but he's only 14 for 2 up against a 13 for 14 Hani. So even Hani's taking away a lot of that experience. At this bottom lane too, man. It's learning arcane boots, munching on the tangos, no tower will heal him up. 2 blasts into that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane and a set half-life.
How fast can Illidan make his way into this game?
He's gonna need to be faster than this, dude. He's going Lincoln Sphere build. This is why when I was not quite sure about the whole Morphling thing. Like, it's not a hand of Midas build, so he's not gonna quickly transition after the Midas is up. So he's gonna get to Lincoln's, and then he's basically got to get himself into something high agi. Like, you'd even think about going into an E-Blade in this game because it's Crystal Maiden and Enchantress. But,
Well,
that's too much money. It's just too much money.
in this game, personally, I wouldn't go for Lincoln's because, you know, what does it stop?
Bottom
Deep
lane.
Trap, Frostbite?
Going on Era. The Frostbite, include NS.
Ow.
Yeah. Chilling Touch and Cold Feet underneath the Nether Ward when Pugner is also looking to throw out a blast and he decrepified up NS as well. That's a lot of deeps.
Kill yourself, why don't you?
He almost did. He almost did. But Ancient Apparition's going to be really happy with this because they're now giving some space to him. Prophet can just bail out of here and give AA that level 6. Quap holding the mid lane flank. You got Frostbite off. Hani with the Lucid Beam. He might get a return kill here. The tag damage from the tower. They need one more Lucid Beam to kill off Sergey. Now with the bottle charges, they can't do it. He pops the Invis rune now, or grabs and then pops the Invis rune. And we'll look to try and turn around and fight. The Observers and Sentries drop down. Yeah, look, he's searching for Fly. He wants to catch this Crystal Maiden now as she retreats back out again. And the Observer Ward from the Radiant side saw it, so yeah.
Oh.
If he blinks down, he might get... Did he see him? He definitely sees him now.
Now he sees him.
Free gold, blink, scream. Doesn't even have to blink. Bobbles back up again, is running back out.
AL going towards mid. Gonna find No Tail and Era. Oh, Fisher as well!
They got him TP in by Nature's Prophet. There was no ulti from him available for that fight, but now with the Sprout over to Era, we're looking for a stomp, but Earthshaker went the second point up in the Fissure instead. The Nether Ward's down too, and that's not gonna help him. The ulti out from Hani with an extra Lucid Beam onto the Earthshaker will kill him off.
So, 1-for-1 trade, Earthshaker for Enchantress. It seems like this game is not going too well for No Tail.
It's going to be a rough time for him, and that's now why they give him the space in the bottom lane. Let him find experience, let him find farm, and remember, he's actually getting an injection of gold, which VP heroes are not. And that's the 2 tier 1 towers which are down. And also, no way to deny him up. You got a Pugner Blast flying out, those towers will just evaporate. And hello, Mask of Madness, Hani.
Oh, see, this is what I was saying last game. I wouldn't have been surprised if he put Mask of Madness on that Spectre. He loves that item, especially on Luna.
It's just crazy to build on Luna. Like, Luna's a hero that dies rather quickly. Like,
700.
You normally build into a BKB just because of that, but
Yep.
then you put her at the risk of taking bonus damage as well. This kind of stuff will happen. If he triggers Mask of Madness right now, Sergey will kill him off. And yeah, Sergey comes around the corner and goes, oh, okay, well, I can pop Scream and ulti, but it won't be enough damage to kill Hani.
Ulti's on cooldown, that's the only reason he didn't go for it.
Yeah.
And No Tail on 250 health here, being harassed back by the Earthshaker. It may as well just be 1v1 EA Enchantress mid. That's how this game's panning out. These two guys just at each other's throats constantly.
Make sure one stays down lower than the other.
Yep. One guy we haven't really looked at this game is Trixie. Like, we've seen Illidan, he's farming up, he's got that Perseverance now, heading towards that Lincoln Sphere, probably around the 17-minute mark, but Trixie going straight for Blade Mail.
Well, he knows his job. He knows his job through and through. He is the sacrificial lamb that jumps in there, forces VP to cast their abilities on him, forces Illidan to waveform out, or waveform in, and then the Eclipse pops and Hani comes in and kills them off. Because you see Hani's build, I talked about it perfectly. For the timing push of Fnatic, it is the 4-2-2-1.
Oh, mid lane Era gonna get killed by God here, maybe. Yep, there goes the scream.
And with the AA ulti as well, but God, he'll die too, maybe. Enchant, Hani's running in, he needs a Lucid Beam, and he gets it. And that means one more attack, and because he's blinking, the Pugner Ward will kill him off.
Oh, dear.
It was the mana burn. Beautiful thing about the Pugna Ward too is, for those that don't know, this is actually one of the few mechanics which I learned. And that's the fact that, I don't know if it was during a cast with you that we were talking about this when we, yeah, but the Nether Ward will burn the mana before the ability is cast.
Yeah.
So if you use like Finger of Death, for example, you'll take the damage and then you can cast the ability. Was actually you? I think it might have been you.
I don't remember. It probably was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. Like, this was like 4 or 5 months ago. It was a while. Illidan and Sergey are smoked up. They're looking to fight on top lane.
Dire's top tower is under
That means
attack.
Prophet needs to TP, and he's got ulti available. AA, yeah, his ulti's flying top. They're going to see if they can contest up against Fnatic right now. Era's in the neighborhood, but it's not going to connect.
And now they know.
Yep.
Fnatic know. Every time the AA ult has been aimed somewhere and landed, they know that there are other heroes to follow up. That's how VP have been playing for the past 6 minutes or so. Either Smile TP's in or God blinks in and kills someone.
We're going to 5-man smoke coming out right now from Fnatic. Well, they're considering it, but they don't need to. Just push the top lane. Honey's about to crack at level 9, so then the second level glaive, and they can just destroy these creep waves, destroy these towers. The trade-off is coming, however, when the middle lane, Illidan trying to beat down. He's going to be careful being on that high agility, though, because by doing so, that rocket does a decent amount of damage to him. And they'll lose the top tower. So tier 1 tower goes down. The trade-off is almost on the bottom lane, but it's Jotum trying to run away. Trixie, hook shot straight up. Hit the battery assault, up with the cogs. He's looking to get the fissure off, but it takes a long time to pick up that totem and then drop it. Trixie got hit by the AA ulti, but Prophet has no follow-up. And now with the Decrepifying Blast, mana, 348 life points, waveform in from Era, neck charge, stick charges, No Tail comes in. There's Life Drain, which he's pulling out of Illidan right now, with Smile trunked in the corner. He realized he can't run away. Yeah, I think he might have thought for a moment the Shadow Amulet could work, but he started attacking, so obviously not going to work.
Dire's top tower
And they
is
back
under
up
attack.
while up on top lane. Harney is now pushing a tier 2 tower.
That Mask of Madness appears. But down on bot, that's one of the most classic moments of Dota. Earthshaker against Clockwork, trying to raise the totem.
Oh, Sergey blinks away. He blinks up north after Era dropped down that Nether Ward. Era's really been forced. He's burned through an entire mana pool in the space of a minute. He's from almost 1100 mana, when no ability of his costs over 145. He's gone through the entire thing.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what he goes for next, because he does have quite high intelligence. I think Pugna's, you know, definitely in the top 5 of int gains in the game. If he goes for Void Stone into Hex, I think that's really going to help him sustain through these team fights.
See, I'd prefer to see a Yule Scepter up on him, really.
That was something that crossed my mind, but I don't know. Maybe trying to pop the Morphling's Lincolns with Yules when the fight breaks out.
It could be that, or it could just be taking someone like the Earthshaker. Like, if he jumps in, there's going to be basically a raw Blink Dagger Earthshaker. So if he's fast enough on the button, and knowing Era, he's fast enough on the button, you could just pull him straight up again. You could dispel out, maybe you can protect yourself when Queen of Pain's going to throw an ulti out. Helps yourself, you put down your Nether Ward, he hits the deck, you already put up your blast for the timing and Decrepify him when he drops to the deck. You can dish out a lot of damage very, very quickly with the setup, and your high movement speed too.
Yeah.
You can chase down your mana regeneration's great, because you don't need a full mana regen, because you've already got Crystal Maiden on the field. She's giving you the aura you need. I'm just a Yule Scepter fan too.
Yeah, it is a great item. It's pretty underrated as well.
Yeah. It's a cheap early game item. Top tower, double TPs coming in, and they're expecting a runaway here. Illidan already got a huge bit of damage. He's going to go straight back in. The tower's killed off by the catapult of all people, and then he jumps to the replicate up on the top lane. He's a long way away to safety, but he gets the kill on the tower. The tower goes down in favor of the Dire side, and then bottom lane has exactly the same effect.
Yeah, they get 2 towers for nothing, basically. They allowed Honey to push all the way on the top lane, but in return, they're getting decent farm, they're finding some pickoffs, and looking at the gold graph, that's swinging heavily in favor of VP right now.
Nah, well, when you just pull in 2k worth of gold from towers, you'd hope it would go down that way. But at the same time, Honey's taking like a triple quad or whatever it is stack of the Ancients.
Multi-stack!
Can you really call it? That's like, you know what? I got myself 3 double rampages in Dota 2. What happened? Well, it was Hellbear, Satyr, Purging Demon.
Well, when you aren't sure how many stacks there are multiple stacks.
Yeah, it's a multi-stack. That's multi-stack. Yes. I now need to watch that movie tonight.
What movie? I didn't get the reference.
Lilo Dallas. Lilo Dallas, multi-pass?
I don't know.
What, really?
Fifth Element, please.
Yes!
You really thought I didn't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Ever since-
Top
ever
lane,
since
Hani
I
is
saw-
battling up against Smile right now, and he needs to keep the vision. Aeon is on the way up, and Smile, he just sits here inside of his Shadow Amulet, because his Shadow Blade's not here yet. It's flying out in the courier. Sergey just got spotted out. Trixie completely balls up the hook, but with the battery assault, blink away from Sergey, bottling up quickly. No Tower can't get close enough for an impetus. And we've got fails on 2 different parts of the map.
It's just tragic all over. Well, that ES didn't go for a straight blink. He's gone for Arcane's first, but still has 1,100 gold. Where's he been getting this money from?
Well, they just give him a lane. He was down the bottom lane just farming up before. The sad thing for him is he could have had a blink dagger by now if he didn't buy Arcanes.
Yeah. AA has a point booster looking towards Aghanims, so the Dire supports are looking pretty good for themselves, even though they aren't going for, core items like mech, urn. They're going for big, heavy team fight. We're going to own you in a 5v5 items.
Which is kind of crazy when you look at a hero like a Luna and you're like, oh, you can't really own that. Ulti in the bottom lane, there's a possibility for a blink into ulti, but the second he does, he's dead. So, yeah. God will just TP himself back out again. He can already buy himself up the Mithril Hammer, so getting very, very close to finishing up that BKB of his own. With the BKB over on Luna, this is the perfect timing push for Fnatic. They probably would have preferred to have a Satyr in this lineup or an Alpha Wolf in this lineup, but they don't, so this is going to be a 3-man push up the bottom, Flyers rotating in. So Hani farms up the top lane, takes the solo experience, keeps VP push back, and then bottom tier 2 tower goes out. Whoop, hello TP. They need some more help. They're bringing no tower.
And he steals the replica.
Is under attack.
See how far he pulls it back down again, sending it all the way back to base.
Go on, Illidan, TP to it. I dare you.
Okay, blink in. They've already got the ALD over on Hani. They forced the first 10-second BKB out from him. Hani's not going to be happy with that at all.
I was going to say, they'll probably try and re-engage here now they know the BKB's down, but Hani getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, just straight TP out. Trixie came in anyway, and Hani, I know he could lifesteal himself back up again, but there's just no point taking the risk, especially when you can also give some space for Clockwork to farm up.
NoTail picked up a gem about a minute or 2 ago, and he's just made it his life's mission to go around dewarding. But it's impossible. Oh, I was going to say it's impossible to deward when you can't see where the wards are. In comes Captain Bamboo, saving the day.
Nothing like courier scouting. No one ever really does it anymore. Like there was a time when couriers would even block up camps. Like when Speed Gaming were using it every time to block up the pull point.
And Valve were like, nope, that's not allowed anymore.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Like mass serpent wards, fountain hooking.
Have you seen the new bug? Or well, new, it's a couple of days old now, where they're moving buildings?
The faceless void earth-shaking
Yeah.
finisher. Oh, that's so broken.
Is under attack.
It's so dumb. You can move towers into your fountain so they can't actually push into your base.
They have changed that, though, correct?
Have they fixed it?
I believe they fixed.
Radiant's
I hope
top
they
tower
Good.
is
I
under
hope so
attack.
as well.
That's one of those things you patch out instantly. That you don't wait for that one. TP double coming top lane. God's gonna blink away, but Fly, Frostbite, Smile won't be so lucky. And they got sentries.
Oh.
There's the ulti and the sentry. Attacks him, but he's out of range. Clockwork and misses the hook shot.
Trixie, no.
If that hook shot hit, it would have been a follow-up into a Cogs and then a Pugna Blast, and he'd be dead.
And there's a second sentry on Fly as well, so that would definitely have been dropped if they didn't finish him off instantly.
Bottom tower, Hani's going for the denial, and he gets it
Bottom
too.
tower
Morphling
has
jumps
been
in,
denied.
Hani with the Mask of Madness. Funny up, it's almost what got him killed, but what's gonna let him live? As now Enchantress finds Sergey. God doesn't have enough mana. He's so short of mana because he's still building into a BKB, so there's no Lincoln Sphere regeneration. And Impetus will disjoint.
Watch it
ALT.
fly.
No.
There's nobody there.
Oh,
Look at where Hani's standing.
He's looking for Hani.
Oh dear.
Hani rightly so modifies his path back until he sees the ALT effect.
Ogre Club picked up by Era. What do you reckon? 2.2k gold as well in the bank. Could be a BKB.
It could be. I'd prefer it to be an Aghanim's though, because that's instantly going to remove the replicate. And with the Aghanim's ability to spam, you're always forcing heroes to retreat.
But you've also got to remember that if he gets hit by AA ult, that Aghanim's is going to be almost useless apart from the damage it's dealing.
Good point.
And being locked down by Earthshaker, being nuked by Morphling, AA, Queen of Pain, he wants to sustain through the team fights rather than dish out masses of damage.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to be a BKB then. I still would have preferred Yule Scepter to do what you're asking for right there. Yes, then you have your mana regeneration. Then you got a possibility for like an initiation item of your own too, instead of just the BKB.
Yes, that's Blink Dagger.
Frostbite's not over on Jotum just yet, and that's a replicate. The hook shot completely misses, and there's your Echo Slam. Crystal Maiden and Enchantress used to belong here in the middle lane, but now Hani, BKB off. He's attacking on Sergey with his own BKB. It's not helping it off. They need to lose some Beam. Illidan waveforms into the tree line. He got burnt in there. They need the stun, the plug, the blast too far off, and Trixie's cogs is a little bit too late to get the vision. And VP get away with murder at the hands of the Earthshaker. Even though it was Morphling, he also claimed the Enchantress then. It's a good time for a Blink Dagger. It's a very good time for a Blink Dagger. But for now, VP, are they going to finally consider Roshan? Considering they've had this Nature's Prophet for so long, I'm surprised they haven't tried it. The Rockets are scouting out to look all the time to see if they're there. But not the case. Trixie.
Fnatic.
Sorry, what going on?
Yeah, Fnatic have really got to try and get map control on their side. They're just being pushed constantly by VP, finding openings here and there. Morphling has pretty much had a free reign to farm up. E-Blade on its way, you can have that in the next 5 or 6 minutes.
That's gonna hurt, especially when they won't see VP coming. There's this new gem over on Sergey. They just look for the quick and easy openings. And they won't be able to see it coming. There's like one observer ward watching the river left for Fnatic, and that's up next to their ancient area. Hani got hit by the AOT, he finishes off target, he gets strong.
Oh, that was so close. Enchant Totem almost stopping him.
But not fast enough, Jotum.
Not quite.
We got a little bit of movement coming out from Sergey. He's deep-warding on top on cliffs now too. Fnatic just have no vision. They don't know where VP is going to strike. And VP, if they keep this up, they could be taking their first victory here in the T.K.O. They haven't had the best start in the world. It's been a very rough run, in fact, for them. More.
Oh.
He's got replicate, so he doesn't care.
Where did the ES go? He blinked out. Okay, I guess the call was to get the hell out. They saw more than a couple of heroes there. Bail on that situation. But yeah, Fnatic don't know where VP are going to strike, and they could strike anywhere. They've got Nature's Prophet to TP in, they've got AA ult to land globally, they've got Morphling, who can technically be on 2 lanes at once with the replicate. That's why I always used to love seeing Hani pick up the Boots of Travel first on Morphling, so he could be everywhere.
Okay. Trixie's got to hit this hook shot this time. He's missed the last 2. So the rocket flies off, and he sees the bottom lane TP out, loose a beam from Hani. It's a second too late. And Fnatic, they're getting worked. Like, the rats are getting rat-doted. You got a Morphling and a freaking Nature's Prophet. Even AA ulti helps with a split push. Like, they just can't be everywhere. That's why they're moving out right now inside the smoke. They wanted kills. And luckily for them, okay, the Observer Ward just got de-warded out, so, or de-ward or timed out. Either way, they have no vision around Rosh Pit anymore, around the ancient area anymore.
Wow, take a look at the gold graph now. I mean, that was a 3k lead for Fnatic in the early game, and now it's dropped to about a 5.5k lead for VP.
ALD's hit. Hani's in trouble.
Oh.
He's going to trigger his BKB again. And he's going to be held in position inside that sprout.
He has no TP.
Physical DPS, and that's why Illidan waves down, but then Clockwork initiates up, and he managed to catch up and they just profit. Battery Assault still having its effect on Smart, so he can't TP out this one. And with the Blade Mail, Sergey just commits everything he's got, but the one charge is bringing him back to life again. Blink away, burn a little bit more, if only he didn't have the BKB up. But Nature's Prophet will die.
Morph bailed on that so quickly.
Well,
If Morphling was there, I reckon they could have taken that fight further.
See, I think VP can just cut their losses. They realize that Illidan doesn't have his big item up just yet. Just back it up. Like, they don't need to take risks right now. VP forced a full fight. Like, you're talking about this advantage going the way of VP. Like, it arcs back up again with just the profit going down. That fight did go bad. Like, Sergey threw his entire ulti out with the Scream, and he didn't even kill off the Clockwork.
Yeah.
That to me right there says they still need more physical DPS, because once their combination is gone right now, there's nothing left. Even once Illidan finishes up the E-Blade, like, it's still a burst combo.
They have a lot of burst combo coming up soon, though. NS just finished his Aghanims. That's AA, 26 minutes in with first item Aghanims. That's a rush.
But that also means that you can pick off NS a lot easier now. Like an Aghanim's rush means you get no escape mechanisms, like 1100 life points, 27 minutes in. That's easy enough to deal with for a Luna.
Yeah, that's what I was saying 10 minutes ago. They didn't go for Urn or Mech or Force Staff, anything like that. The sort of core items you expect from supports. They've gone for these big team fight, initiation, engagement items. And Era, looking at him now, he didn't go for BKB. He switched it up, gone for an Ultimate Orb. So looking into a Hex, possibly?
Yeah, just go for the life points with the Yoga Club. Work it in later towards an Aghanim Scepter, because if he doesn't get hit by the AA ulti, then it's still very effective. And it doesn't matter if he gets hit by AA ulti, really, because you get hit by it, and then it'll eventually wear off, turn around, heal back up again, you never go back to base. He wants to sight the Vice. He wants to control the Morphling so he can't jump in and out all the time. Because Illidan's just going to be all over this map, and he's going to grab his E-Blade now. So Lugasphere and E-Blade is up and running. The Rocket keeps looking inside the pit. They know Smile wants it. As long as they keep tabs on him, they're okay. They're using an AA illusion as bait on this bottom. They saw it, now they'll see Sergey, and the turnaround. VP is turning around to try and fight this. Rocket's down as well, and that came from the north side. So they can see Sergey here. They need the hook shot. He's out by himself, the Nova to slow him down. They wait
Come on,
for the
Trixie.
TV out. Trixie, he's walking in point blank range with him. Blink up, bait once, Rocket again, and doesn't want to do it. We approached nighttime, so he didn't have the confidence anymore.
Yeah, he's missed so many in this game. I think it's one of those cases where his morale is pretty low right now. He doesn't want to miss another one. He wants to make sure the next hook he hits someone and they die.
Yeah. That's just get yourself back in the groove.
Yeah, get your rhythm flowing. But there's a Hex picked up by Nectar's Prophet now on top of that Shadow Blade he's had for a while. Like you said, E-Blade on that Morphling. These big items are coming up for VP. 1500 gold on that ES. What do you reckon for him? Veil, Aghanims? Or does he go for a Force Staff?
Hang on, wait, on the ES? I prefer to see utility items, man. I really want to see a Force Staff, because they're going to need it.
Yeah.
The BKB heroes won't
Radiant's
care.
middle tower is under attack.
Because they'll just pop off, like, and I'm saying BKB heroes, the one, which is God, like, won't care about the Eclipse coming out or Pugnus Blast or things like that, but you got to make sure that you're not going to get caught out. So you can either Force Staff survive. No tail, speaking of caught out. Oh,
Damn!
how long has it been since we've heard, like, the shotgun?
It's been a long while. But now he can cast spells and attack during waveform. That much needed change to bring him back into the game.
Yeah, well, I know, I remember when we did our Talk Dota special, and it was one of the things that HY was like, out of everything he saw, it's like, I'll look forward to the resurgence of Morphling.
Yeah.
He's going to return bigger, harder, and faster than ever.
He's elusive, he's great at map control, he's a nuker, he's a hard carry, he's an agility hero who can switch to a strength, basically.
Yep.
He's such a multifaceted, dynamic carry. I still want to see him in support. I know that Rise has tried it a couple of times in games. Go for the full strength, 3-second stun Morphling with the nuke. It is pretty good if you think about it, but he doesn't offer too much in utility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I can subscribe to that line of thinking yet.
Come on. He's got a 300 damage nuke with waveform. When you go to strength, his adaptive strike can be a 3-second stun. And 3 seconds is a long time. Then you've got replicate, which can obviously target on the enemy carry. But obviously he's quite level dependent, which is why he's always played as a carry.
Look inside Rush Pit. Smile's doing it solo. The Rockets are flying in right now, which might help get rid of a couple. He's Morphling in on Era. 9 life points he dropped down to before Morphling replicated out. But this Roshan now belongs to Vitus.Pro. One big-ass piglet. The rocket keeps flying in, maybe out of just pure optimism that they might be able to steal the last hit, but that's it.
Oh, that might kill Era.
Oh, what?
No, that's only level. I thought that NS was level 11 and had a level 2 ult, and I thought that might kill Era. A ult landed in the fountain. If it was level 2, I think it may have taken him over the threshold.
With the initial burst damage, yeah, it might have dropped him below the 120, which is where that's where he's got to drop her at level 2.
Yeah.
It's 11%. It's 11% at level 2.
Because it's the tick as well, and I can't heal in that fountain anymore.
Yeah. So he had to just hold back. But Pugna's still getting bigger, man. Like, he's able to tank up these ultis. It's just obviously if, like, it's just been fishing. He keeps throwing the ulti up here on the top lane. So then Morphling, yeah, you got Prophet ulti, you got AA ulti coming in. So then Morphling just goes, rip, pop. That's all he's searching for right now.
Cooldown on that, 40 seconds. That's ridiculous. He's just throwing it out constantly.
Yeah. And why not? He knows he can escape. Like, this is a freaking Morphling. They can't initiate on him because then he just replicates away. They need their sight device over on Era right now. Like, they need it done. Like,
Yeah.
Like done yesterday kind of thing.
It's been a long time coming. I mean, I'm really still surprised he didn't go for that BKB and he's transitioned into a Hex. Because a BKB would have surely allowed them to get out of their base and take maybe, you know, a small team fight, skirmish, somewhere near the Ancients, maybe towards the Roche Pit, contest that. But now they're just stuck in their base, losing map control bit by bit. VP knocking on the door. It's looking really bad for Fnatic right now.
Yeah. They're about to have another crack at Harney. Hey, Ollie to hit. Queen of Pain's not going to jump in on this one, however. They don't need to. This is just really great play by VP. It's a solid draft, and Fnatic know it too. Like, Fnatic kind of know that they got to wait until the team fight comes from VP. And when the team fight comes from VP, the most important thing that Fnatic can do is have at least 4 heroes there at one entry point, and that's the fight they commit to. Kill the hero, then move to the other one, because they're getting pushed 3 different ways. So while this happens, they just need to make sure the engagement works. The VP at the same time go, well, Fnatic can wait all they want. The longer they wait, the better our items are going to get.
Yeah, and a BKB on the Nature's Prophet proves that point.
Oh,
Era.
he's just far enough away that he get hit by that, and the fissure was also there.
Yeah, just out of that A ult. But Hani, with that BKB, I think he's used it 5 times or 4 times without being in a team fight. He's used it 4 times just to escape and TP out. He's used it once over here when they had a little fight at the mid lane in that little jungle area where he used the BKB Eclipse, found a kill. But having a BKB, having that defensive item, and having to use it so heavily defensively and not being able to be aggressive with the Mask of Madness, it's such a deficit to come over that Fnatic, you know, have to sit in their base and do nothing. They're just pushing back creep wave after creep wave, trying to get some semblance of gold and build up their items. I mean, Era close to the Hex now, 3,700 gold. He can pretty much afford it. But what's it going to do for them? Let's see.
It's going to do something big if they can win a fight, because then they just go straight in. They go straight into murder. The smoke's being revealed, so like someone's up on the high ground. The observer ward's there, and O'Shaker blinked himself away. So the smoke gang is going to fail, but this is a train to pick up the site device. This is the reason they came out here, was to grab exactly that. Hani comes up, and he also... Okay, so he's building into Butterfly. Picks up the Eagle Song while he's out here. And this is where I'm not quite sure if VP are going to come out on top, because they still need to break the base. The top lane's where they're going to initiate. Trixie's out here. There goes your Heat Blade. Pugna did not last at all. Side the Vice over on Trixie with the BKB on the Nature's Prophet, and then with a blink into Echo Slam, they have more than enough damage. No-Tell's keeping himself out, but the Adaptive Strike will cancel that one. And 3 heroes down. Fnatic, after they got their items, they needed to bail. And they needed to bail so quickly. I was about to say Fnatic could just outlast them, and then Hani would get to a point where he'd outcarry everybody. But
And then they all die.
yeah, basically.
There's something I've been wanting to point out for the last 10 minutes or so, but I don't want to jinx him, but I'm going to say it now. NS has been sitting down here for a good 10 minutes, launching his ulti and split pushing bot lane. Not once have Fnatic dared to leave their base to kill him. He's basically been a free kill here. I mean, God has been sat behind him every once in a while, but NS on that AA, literally sitting there, pushing like, oh.
GG.
Radiant's
GG.
top
And
barracks has
it's
fallen.
rightly so. Like, they've lost their Luna. They're
Radiant's
getting
bottom
split
tower
push
is
out.
under
The
attack.
burst damage is... They cannot deal with it. And
Victory.
GG Rats comes down by
Out-ratted.
60.
Yep, out-ratted by the rat.
Ah.
Amazing draft by VP. That's really, really nice. We were wondering whether the Morphling was going to pay off, but obviously it did.
And VP have just come up a notch in my book. It was a lineup, and I know it's Rat Dota, so people won't give them like the full, you played really great for the initiations and stuff like that. But the most important thing that I'm pulling out of this right now is the fact that Vitus.Pro were able to coordinate. Like, you see it sometimes with Team Empire. Team Empire had one game where it was horrendous. Like, it was horrendous.
Yeah.
Because it was like there was no coordination with the Silencer Ultimate. But in this game, like, they knew it. It's like, AA would come out, Morphling would look for the pick-off. Prophet Ultimate was then combining up with the AA Ultimate where Morphling wasn't really there. So they were always keeping under pressure.